Shut your fucking mouth!
No problem, John.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt! Shut it!
What we do here is
Alright, so hey everyone, my name is TG Blashershot and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video on the channel. And today we're going to be ranking all 19 reinforcements. Yes, that's right, I've spent about 24 hours of my time gathering every single fucking reinforcement I could find. And let me tell you, this video is gonna be good. Anyway, if you enjoy Star Wars Battlefront 2 content just like me, and any other content like GTA, then this is the channel for you. If you do, please drop a subscription and turn on notifications to get notified for every single video that I do on the channel. Alright, so anyway, like always, it's my opinion about these sort of rankings. I'm gonna go from worst to best, starting with, of course, the number 19 spot. So let's just start. Without further ado, let's get started. And yes, I am very tired and I really can't be arsed today. So coming in at your number 19 spot, I've chosen the Flame Trooper. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the most trash thing in the universe, the Flame Trooper. And that's me being honest with you. This class is absolute trash. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a flamethrower or something, because the afterburner and the grenade and the shield has not affected this class at all. It's the flamethrower. The only reason why I'd probably use this class is to take out heroes or cocky heroes when they're trying to kill me, as the flamethrower afterburner can burn through their health, also if inflicting burn damage. So this is probably the only reason why I'd probably use this class. Other than that, it's just trash for the normal flamethrower. The only reason why I'd probably see someone using the normal flamethrower is on the yellow ability. But other than that, honestly, I would have rather go watch Minecraft Let's Plays than use this class, because truthfully, it's just trash, and anyone who uses this class would probably have a terrible time, especially if you're starting the game. But anyway, moving on to the next spot on my list, I have chosen the Resistance Jet Trooper for the number 18 spot. No real explanation, just the blaster's trash. I feel like the other jump troopers are a lot more effective with the eras better than other eras. I feel like she could really be improved. Like the blaster could be possibly like the assault, but yeah, so that's why I've technically placed this on number 18 spot, and I feel like much more of the reinforcements picked in this list are a lot more improved and, well, in other words, just more fun to play as, because I literally will never use this class ever again on any terms. But yeah, that's just why I've placed it on the number 18 spot. Alright, so coming in at number 17, unfortunately I didn't want to do this, but I have to place the Arc Trooper. Now, if you don't know, the Arc Trooper got a new change lately, where now the primary blaster's fire has been changed permanently to R2, and the power blast has been changed to L2 or RB, or whatever console you're on. It'll be a lot different. Personally, I feel like this change has ruined the Arc Trooper, as the fully automatic doesn't even feel like fully automatic. I felt like if they kept the Arc Trooper how he was, the dual wheel pistols were like a lot more effective when firing, especially with people with good trigger fingers. I mean, if they didn't change the Arc Trooper, like I said, I think the reinforcement would have been more higher on the list. Yes, the power blast feels a lot more quicker, and you can fire more when, like, you know, using the class. I just feel like this change has really seriously broken the lost me of interest of playing the Arc Trooper, and I feel like if we did still have the dual-wield pistol, like L2 or R2, depending on what console you're on. For me, it's L2 R2. I think I would have enjoyed it. I would have just enjoyed it more than having a fully automatic ability. But that's just my opinion. But this is why I've placed the ARC Trooper as my number 17 spot. So moving on my list, I have decided to put for the number 16 spot is the Wookiee Warrior. Now, the reason why I've placed the Wookiee Warrior very low on my list is because I feel like this reinforcement is very, very exposed to a lot of stuff, especially blaster bolts. The Wookiee Warrior's health just drains so quickly, you don't even notice it. Also, the overheat is just pathetic, in my point of view. If you're using this this reinforcement, the primary blaster can overheat so quickly. There's literally just like no point in blue cooling. You might as well just do the yellow cooling, as the blue cooling's just not even going to help you. The thermal imploder can kill some infantry. Heroes, it just takes down their health, but personally I feel like this class has been very, well, not broken, but just not my best favourite reinforcement, as there's so many better ones that I enjoy than the Wookiee Warrior. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So for the number 15 spot on my reinforcement ranking, I've placed the ISP agent. Yes, I know it's new, and just like the ARC Trooper, no, I don't enjoy the new blaster idea. I feel like it's very bad. Not just that, I feel like the ISP's agents blasters are very weak. Of course, this reinforcement has got some good abilities, like the scan ability, the damage reduction, like Sith Trooper ability, and the buff, the power blast. As usual, it's all right. But like I've said, I mean, if they didn't change the blasters, I feel like this would have been a much better class. Of course, this class has no power blast like ability function, so it wouldn't really make sense of changing it to the 2 triggers. But still, I feel like if they didn't change like how you would use them, I think it would have been better. But I think really the main problem is the pistol damage, as they feel like pea shooters, a bit like the flame trooper, and I feel like the damage output is just like not even worth picking this reinforcement. The only reason why I'd probably see someone use this reinforcement is for like helping out heroes, but other than that, not really a big fan of the ISP agent. It is a good addition to the Empire, but personally I'm not a big fan. But anyway, that's the number 15 spot. But anyway, moving on to the number 14 spot on my ranking list, I've chosen the Imperial Rocket Trooper. The only reason why I've picked the Imperial Rocket Trooper for the number 14 spot is that I feel like he feels a lot more smoother now with the new primary blaster. The old blaster used to be absolutely terrible. It barely did any damage, but this one here has definitely been improved. Of course, like any other rocket trooper, you've got the jetpack, I don't know, like move ahead kind of thing. And the rocket launcher, that's just the same. Of course, there is better reinforcements in this, but of course I just feel like putting it here, as it's not too good, but it's also not too it is fun. But I do like the redesign of the skin as well. I feel like that was a good idea as well, because the previous skin looked absolutely terrible. As a lot of people said, they wanted reworks for this skin, and they actually did it. But that's why I've ranked the Imperial Rocket Trooper on the number 14 spot. And anyway, so moving on with the ranking, I've chosen to put on my number 13 spot. Sorry, I shouldn't have done these clips too quickly. I'm doing this like through SHAREfactory, but on the number 13 spot, I've chosen the Commando Droid. I just feel like, personally, I'm not the best Commando Droid player. I know there's better Commando Droid players out there. The abilities are good. The Vibro Sword can take out heroes with skill. You've got to be skilled with it to like make heroes like tumble and fall. The smoke can come in handy for getting out of situations. Online AI, you're not really going to get away with anything because they know where the hell you are. They just don't go after you. The scan ability is good for getting health back with the star card, but personally I feel like this deserves to be the here. Of course, there's like been so many new reinforcements introduced to the game. I feel like they're just better than the Commando Droid now. But yeah, that's why I've placed the Commando Droid on the number 13 spot. But moving on, coming in at your number 12 spot, I have chosen for the reinforcement is the rocket, well, the Super Battle Droid rocket mode. I don't know what you call it. The rocket droid. I don't know. I've put this here because I feel like this rocket trooper is a lot more better than the Imperial and the Resistance rocket trooper. The blaster damage is amazing. As usual, rocket troopers have the jump, the hover thing, and then the rocket. His health pool is really good. He doesn't take that much damage. You can get health back pretty quickly with this reinforcement. Of course, like I said, the damage output is amazing, and I feel like this reinforcement always makes me come back to it, as it's not a like toxic reinforcement. It's not like a toxic rocket trooper. It's just a rocket trooper you would want to play as just for a bit of fun. But that's why I've chosen this to be on the number 12 spot. And yeah. So well, just reached before the next one starts. Just want to say, write down in the comment section what you think so far. But anyway, let's just get on with the rest of the rankings. So coming in at your 11th spot on my reinforcement ranking, I have chosen the the Droideka. Now a lot of you guys are like, wait, hold on, the Droideka's better now. Why have you put it so low? Personally, I'm not the best Droideka player, but also I feel like the shield kinda can still get breached. But also, I think a lot of heroes still don't get nervous around this thing, as the primary blaster damage isn't, to my point of view, the best still. I feel like heroes still don't get nervous when coming up to these things. But the abilities are still good. The squad shield is a lot better. That's why I've put it a bit higher on my list than I think a lot of YouTubers have. The range is still good. The roll isn't as buggy as it used to be. But yeah, that's why I've chosen the Droideka to be at number 11. So we're just going to reach the top 10 now. So kicking it off with number 10, we have the Resistance old mother, the Rebel jump trooper. I feel like DICE have done a really good job with this one. The blaster used to be absolutely terrible, but now it's fully automatic. I feel like the damage is a lot better now. You can take out troopers a lot more quicker than you used to with the old blaster. Like any other rocket trooper, you've got the rocket, the jet pack thing, and the hover mode. The health pool is the same as most rocket troopers. You can get health pretty quickly, and yeah. Of course, I've put it a bit higher than the Resistance Rebel Trooper rocket trooper because I feel like personally this one's a lot more fun to play as than the Resistance, and most games I would probably choose this one over that. But of course that's just my opinion. But also the fact that the detail looks a lot more nicer on this trooper than the Resistance. But Of course, I mean, a lot of people can say, this trooper is basically the same as the Resistance, just a different blaster, which I can see. But the blaster on this one, like I said like a few seconds ago, this blaster's a lot more fun to use and a lot more better to use when coming up against like AI troopers, stuff like that. But yeah. So moving on to the number 9 spot on my list, I have chosen I've chosen the clone jet trooper. Now the jet trooper for the clones has had a nerf recently, where the blaster damage has been decreased for like range and well, just in general. I feel like this reinforcement has been not exactly the worst. I feel like it still deserves a higher spot on people's reinforcement lists, as the blaster's still fun to use and it's still a bit more overpowered than the other rocket troopers. Of course, this one has skins, like the same as the Imperial, except this one's got like the 501st and the Legacy one, the red one, the Phase 1 one. But that's why I've chosen this to be number 9 on my list, and yeah, not really much to talk about else for the clone trooper. Alright, so coming in at the number 8 spot on my list, I've chosen the Ovisian Gunner. Now, the Ovisian Gunner, on my point of view, is not a bad reinforcement, but also I feel like the recent change has kind of, for me personally, made her a lot more strange to use. As now, if you want to start firing the cannon a lot more quicker, you've got to hold down the L2 button to like activate the rotary cannon. Of course, the abilities for the Ovisian Gunner are still good. Like you can, a bit like the Clone Commando, you can gain health back through the middle ability. The anti-armor attachment is probably one of the most OP things in the game right now, for vehicles that is. The shoulder charge is kind of like Han's, but I feel like it's a lot like, you know, you wouldn't really expect it to be like a hero standard shoulder charge. But the damage output's good, and that's why I've chosen this to be number 8 on my list. Of course, a lot of you guys will probably disagree, as this class to you, most of you probably is the most OP. But anyway, let's move on. So coming in at the number 7 spot, I've chosen the Cafex Spy. Now, the reason why I've chosen the Cafex Spy is because personally I love pistols. I'm a Han Solo guy, so this guy's kind of my favourite. It's got a lot of like previous reinforcement kind of things, like the vibro sword for the commando droid. This guy's got like a pole thing. He's got like a Han sharpshooter, except of course it's nothing like Han's, but also he's got like an orbital strike. I think he's the only one that has the orbital strike. I could be wrong. I don't know if there's any other heroes or villains or reinforcements with an orbital strike, or even just a class. But the damage output for this class is really good. The melee attacks are really good as well. The orbital strike is pretty much like, you know, for sticky situations where like there's a group of enemies and you need to take them out. Sharpshooter, of course, now that's been changed a lot, it feels a lot more smooth. But of course, that's why I've placed it this high on my list. And I mean, like, I don't feel like it's a terrible class, and I don't feel like it's the most OP thing in the game right now. But that's why I've chosen it to be on my number 7 spot. Excuse me. Anyway, let's move on. So coming in at the number 6 spot in my reinforcement ranking, I've chosen to... You know, I shouldn't have done this on SHAREfactory, it's terrible. Anyway, I've chosen the B2 Super Battle Droid. Personally, I feel like this class is the most badass one of the droids right now. I just feel like this one, like, out of all of the reinforcements on the droid side, is like the beast of them all. He is like a tank to me. His abilities are very powerful. Like the overload is amazing, the missile barrage kind of thing is cool, and the health, like, shield thing can come in handy in situations where heroes are spamming you. His blaster's good for just taking out enemies. Of course, I feel like he's much better than the rocket troop, well, the B2 rocket trooper, but that's just me, of course. But that's why I've chosen the B2 battle droids, super battle droids, sorry, to be the number 6 spot on my list. Okay, quickly coming in at number 5, we've got the Ewok Hunter. Now, the Ewok Hunter to me feels like it's the Ewok from Ewok Hunt, but of course with a bow and arrow. His abilities are very much like Ewok Hunt, and they're just making an absolute fun thing to play as. The bow and arrow is very good to use, especially when aiming down sight. But there's not really much I want to talk about this reinforcement, as I really want to just talk about the ones that are kind of more overpowered or fun. But anyway, coming in at number 4, we have the Sith Trooper. So the Sith Trooper to me is probably one of the best reinforcements for the First Order out of these, well, Enforcer classes, that is. Infiltrators. I think this is the Infiltrator, actually, I'll just shut up about that. But anyway, his abilities are a lot more fun to use than the ISP Agent, for example. The grenades can come in handy for heroes spamming, as they can't regenerate health. The scan ability comes in handy with that health generation card. His right ability combined with that, with the scan, is absolutely OP as hell, but also fun. Of course, the primary blaster with the the repulse attack is fun as well. And overall, this reinforcement is probably one of the favourite ones. And of course, it didn't really have much of an appearance, but of course, I'll always have this reinforcement cherished in my heart. But anyway, so moving on to the number 3 spot, I've chosen the First Order Jet Trooper. Now, I feel like this class is just one of the best classes for the Jet Troopers. This class just, I feel like if DICE were to change the Jet Troopers, they should make it a lot like this guy. Kind of make some of the abilities similar to him, except of course maybe change the blaster power blast thing to the rockets, and then the hover mode and the charge attack. I feel like this reinforcement would really shine on the other ones as well. The blaster's fun. The jets is a lot like Boba Fett, which makes me very, very deadly with it. But overall, this is probably one of the best classes I've used in a while, ever since the Rise of Skywalker update, and I'll always cherish this Jet Trooper more than any of the other ones. Anyway, guys, we're getting to the number 2, the next 2 spots. So at number 2, and you may be surprised, I've chosen the Death Trooper. Now, the Death Trooper to me has been severely improved. So if you don't know, the Death Trooper had a recent change where his primary blaster has been changed to the ELD or something. But anyway, the blaster has really changed the Death Trooper and made him a lot more fun to play as, especially with the overload. His health pool is alright. I mean, it did get its recent nerf lately. The Sonic Imploder, it's not really the best of abilities, but it comes in handy for them situations when looking for enemies. Of course, the shield kind of thing's decent, and of course I don't know if they've changed some of the details on the Death Trooper, but to me, I'll always love this class now since they've changed the blaster, and I'll probably start using this class reinforcement more often. Alright guys, so let's move on to the next reinforcement on my list, and to finish off today's reinforcement video, it's the Clone Commando. I'm sorry if anyone's pissed off about this or just disagrees. I just personally think that the Clone Commando, in my point of view, is probably one of the most funnest reinforcements I've ever played. Especially when it dropped out. I was so excited, I just couldn't even hold myself together. The abilities just work. The character just just feels so accurate playing this guy, and just with his anti-armor attachment, it comes in handy for vehicles. His little repulse ability comes in handy for I don't know, saber heroes coming after him, and then of course the damage reduction for that little edge off from crowds of enemies with that health regen with that. But that's how we're going to end off today's reinforcement video. But anyway, of course, like I said, it's my opinion of what I think of these reinforcements. And if you guys disagree, just type in the comments 1 to 20. What's your favourite? And then go all the way down to the worst. Or even just start at 20 and go all the way at the first place. It's up to you lot. Personally, like I said, I've really enjoyed the ranking all of these guys. I don't hate them, I just feel like if they were a little different, probably would have them higher. Overall, all reinforcements in this game is amazing. The ARC Trooper, I mean, even the skins, I mean, they're not bad, they're not terrible, and they're definitely not reinforcements I'd never use. I mean, yes, there is some things I'd probably change, but of course that's just for the community to talk about, not me. Of course this video might be watched by the devs, I don't think they will though. But of course personally, if you lot enjoy talking about updates and changes, I think it would be a good thing to get out to the devs. But like I said, I've probably not even said any much on streams. I'm not the reinforcement guy, I'm more of the hero guy, the original trooper guy, But of course, what can you do, eh? But anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please drop a sub, drop a like, turn on notifications to get all that beautiful, fresh Battlefront 2 content, as I'm really enjoying doing these little type of videos. But like I said guys, that's the end of today's video. Hope you all guys enjoyed. My name's been TG Blastershot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Solo. Feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving Cloud City.